All right, good evening, and welcome to the Super Bowl Sunday post game live. I was gonna wait till the coverage gets off, but I was like, you know what? Let me do it now. Especially got done a little earlier than I thought it was gonna be. So, what a performance by the Eagles! I know we're in the Giants hat, so I'm still a Giants fan. I will admit to y'all, to be honest with y'all, being transparent, I rather would have had the Chiefs won today, but I'm just a little part of me is, if you want to be honest, a little part of me was happy for Saquon. I will always, you know, a part of me always be a Saquon Barkley fan. Um, so for him to win his Super Bowl, I'm happy for him that way. And for Patrick Mahomes, it's like the second, if you want to call it a blowout in his career in his Super Bowl losses. When he wins them pretty tight for the most part. When he loses pretty bad. So, and like I said, I think from the Tampa Bay Super Bowl he lost in tonight's Super Bowl, it was pretty much the same formula. They didn't blitz as much as the Bucks did. I don't think they blitzed at all, but they put enough pressure. They got 6 sacks and forced 2 interceptions. He didn't end up being 3 touchdowns, but some of them were more in garbage time than anything. But still, he had a decent game, but they got to do something with that offensive line. I mean, last year, the little suspect, they still won the game. But this year, I think their holes, and there's some people even said that some of their biggest holes was the offensive line. If there's going to be any little weakness, that was it, and they got exploited tonight. So I will not be surprised if Andy Reid and the Hunts go back to the drawing board as far as getting either free agency for offensive linemen or draft one within the first couple rounds, and we'll see what happens. I know we're 2 minutes in, so we're just gonna give it a few minutes and see if people show up. I didn't get the chance to post on my social media, so probably now on, if I know ahead of time I'm gonna do a live, like next week I'll be doing one right after the Daytona 500. Yeah, so just give you a heads up 1 week from today, but not this time at night. I'll be doing a live right after the Daytona 500s. So look forward to that next week. So probably around between 6 and 7 p.m. Eastern time. You guys can check it out, and I'll let me know what you think. So we had somebody come in. I don't know. Sometimes the channel will say you have one. Sometimes they say you don't. So if you want to talk about the game, let's talk about the game. If you want to talk about other stuff, that's fine. I did put a video out today about having a champion's mindset. So if you haven't watched it yet, soon as this live is over, go ahead and check that out. I got another fun fact video coming tomorrow. And I'll probably also do a motivational minute tomorrow. I'm trying to do something kind of related to Black History Month, because we're almost halfway done with Black History Month. So if there's like a quote or somebody from Black History, but you want me to try to find a quote from, let me know and I'll search for it sometime tomorrow morning. And I'll maybe use it as my motivational minute this week. So trying a couple new things this month. It hasn't really worked out yet, but we'll see what happens. Let's see, Saquon Barkley. I got the newspaper. I got the Super Bowl T-shirts with the little gray and green, the Bench of Body trophy. So it looks nice. I'm thinking Jalen Hurts is going to win the MVP for the game, but we're going to find out. Wouldn't be surprised if somebody on the defense gets it, but you never know.
Hate that he always say the right thing.
One of these nice championships are better.
Hate that in your all-knowing, armchair wisdom. You were sure he come up short.
Yeah, they hate on Jalen Hurts. Now you love him. Well, they got a new Jordan commercial with him. So what y'all think of the game? What you think of Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance? I think something a little long with the TV, so I had a little trouble hearing the national anthem. I heard it was good. I'm gonna go back on YouTube probably just before I go to bed and listen to the national anthem. And I think God Bless America, America the Beautiful. So I'm gonna probably go back and listen to both of them before I go to bed. I heard it both were good. I saw a couple posts on Facebook that got good reviews for both songs, so I will definitely check it out. So yeah, for the one person coming in and out the chat stream, go ahead and say hello. I'm gonna put something real fast, make sure the chat's working. And yes, I am gonna. Well, now I got my new. I got my wireless mouse, so now I can be able to do some stuff. Next upgrade my computer is going to be, besides Microsoft Office, in early March. Well, before the end of February. I won't say that. I'll probably have it before the end of February. Then I'm going to go get my podcast microphone. So I should have that before the end of February, maybe sometime early March, depending on get these tax returns. So I finally get these W-2s in. Which, in fact, this week I need to figure out what's going on with that and then go from there. So right now it is 10:30. So we're going to go at least till 11. Give you guys time to get in there. I know I said it'll be after the coverage is over, but like I said, since the game got done a little earlier than scheduled, than about an estimated time of finish, I just figured with me starting now and then get a chance to get you guys on here. Yeah, so I hope by next week's thing I'll be shaved. So, and I had to get some new razors because the razors I got now they suck. So I won't use that company anymore. I won't mention which one, but that one's got to go. Sometimes you have to spend money to make money, and they say sometimes you have to spend money to learn what not to buy and what to buy in products. But anyway, the review of the game, like I said, the pregame was pretty good for the most part. Like I said, the national anthem and America the Beautiful looked good. I couldn't hardly hear it because we were having a little sound difficulties. But once we got there, we saw, for the most part, the sounding of the game was good. Eagles was the better team, pretty much from start to finish. There was a couple moments that Kansas City had in moments were better than Eagles, but at that point, I thought it was a little too late type of situation. The turnovers didn't help. I thought that score before at the end of halftime, if Kansas City would have only held to 17-0, then I feel like they could have got a little more momentum. But I think that 24-0 by halftime, I think it was a touchdown to A.J. Brown. I'm not saying that was a backbreaker, but that really was a deflating moment. And I was like, unless Kansas City has like a historic second half, I don't see them coming back and winning. Now, they did outscore the Eagles. I think it was 22. They had 24. They finished with 40. So what was it? Was that 16 points? Yeah. So they outscored 22-16 in the second half. But still, I still think the first half was too much to overcome. Like I said, they would have got 17. Even if they got 17 free, they would have got something on the board for halftime, and especially getting the ball for the second half. Could have been a little bit different story. At least 14, I think Patrick Mahomes, I think at least for the first, they still would have tried running the ball. But when you're down 24, you're pretty much passing every down. Yeah, they just gave the trophy to the owner of the Eagles. Fly Eagles. A lot of fans wanted the Eagles to win. They didn't want to see Kansas State win that 3-peat. For copyright purposes, I'm not really going to put much sound. I don't want to try to get axed by YouTube. So right now, they're talking. Terry Bradshaw is talking to the owner. I forgot his name. I'm going to put the name. Jeffrey Lurie, yeah, chairman and CEO of the Eagles. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, we're almost 10 minutes in. They're one of the youngest teams in the NFL, the Eagles. So this could be a chance for them to make a little bit of a run. I know they said that a little bit after the Nick Foles Super Bowl, but this team was younger. This team is younger than the one that when Nick Foles won the Super Bowl. / Carson Wentz before he got injured. And ironically, Carson Wentz is the backup to Patrick Mahomes. So probably they ain't let Wentz get a little play in this Super Bowl, but we'll see what happens. Right now they're talking. Terry Blatcher's talking to Nick Sirianni, the coach, and a lot of people. I felt myself this was a make or break a year for him. If he would have not gone to the Super Bowl or done what he did this season, they would got knocked out. Pre-champ NFC title game. I think his head was on the chopping block. I think he wasn't gone. I think he would have gone somewhere else to get a job. I think he would have got rehired somewhere else. But now he wanted Philly. But here's the thing, though. When Doug Peterson won, he got let go a couple years later. So I know this owner's kind of like, what have you done for me lately, Fane? So it's one thing to win a Super Bowl is good, but if you want to have longevity like this guy had, possibly could have now, you're going to have to. But his thing is he made 2 Super Bowls in 4 years. I think Doug Peterson only made a 1. Hold on, they're talking to Jalen Hurts. I'm trying to read lips here. I don't have captions on. But I'm thinking they're saying he won the Super Bowl MVP was Jalen Hurts, but we haven't got no confirmation yet. But I did make a vote on NFL.com. I did vote for Jalen Hurts just because I like his story, and I thought he was outside 1 or 2 defensive players. I thought he arguably had the most solid game from pretty much start to Okay, it's not official. Jalen Hurts is Super Bowl 59 MVP. Not totally surprising. I mean, Saquon had an okay game. He had about 60 yards rushing, maybe about 30, 40. So he had almost 100 total yards, which is pretty good for a first Super Bowl, don't get me wrong. But I think the defense was really the story of the game. I mean, Jalen Hurts was solid. He had that 1 interception. I don't think it was his fault. I think the pressure got to him. So I'm not going to totally put that interception on him. You know, on the stat line, he'll get credit for the interception. But in my opinion, I don't think exactly. I don't think he's totally to blame for it. It looked like he had about 200 and some yards passing, about 75 rushing. So I think he's the first quarterback ever in Super Bowl history had at least 2 games of 70 or more yards rushing for a quarterback. So a little history with him today. I think even with the 3 touchdowns, I think Patrick Mahomes is now 2nd or maybe 3rd all time in touchdown passes in Super Bowl history. I'll double check. I think he's behind Brady for sure. He might be just behind Montana, or he might be tied with Montana now with those many touchdowns. So even with a subpar game, Mahomes is in rarefied company. It's only Brady, yourself, and maybe Montana are the only quarterbacks with at least 10 or more touchdowns in Super Bowl history in your career. That's saying a lot. I know Jalen Hurts is like 6 or 7 combined passing and rushing touchdowns, so he will probably get there eventually with 1 more decent Super Bowl. Right now, here's the final list for Mahomes: 257, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I think another 30 to 40 rushing. So he was right around 300 total yards. And Hurst was close to total 300 yards. Oh, here we go. It's 221 with 72 rushing touchdowns, 2 touchdowns with passing, 1 rushing. So he's a rarefied company. I think he's one of the couple quarterbacks ever to have at least multiple games or at least 2 or more touchdowns and a rushing touchdown in the game. I don't think a lot of people could say that in Super Bowl history. So he's one of a couple. I can't think of the other one offhand. I'll get to me later. Yeah, it could be John Elway because he has some rushing touchdowns and he has a few passing touchdowns in his career. So yeah. So people like that. So they say this breaking news: Aaron Rodgers is not coming back to the Jets. So most likely they're going to buy him out, so he'll be a free agent. So he'll be 41, so he'll probably have 1 year left in his career. He probably will go some team, if you feel like if Aaron Rodgers gets the right people, he could be on a contender, and I think he could make a difference. I just don't know who yet. If I was Aaron Rodgers, I'll get up the AFC because AFC is really stacked. NFC is talented. Don't get me wrong; they're trying to get stacked, but it's not like the AFC. That's a gauntlet of quarterbacks. I don't think you want that smoke. I think you should go back to the NFC. I could see the NFC South. I mean, Atlanta's a team I could see as a possibility. They do got enough young talent. Like he's right, you have to get a little bit better offensive line. But I think just the weapons he'll have, and they do have enough cap space and stuff that you could bring, if you want to bring Devontae with you and somebody else, just at least somebody will know what plays you like. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it was 16 minutes in, so if we don't get nobody, I'll give it 20 more minutes. And if we don't get nobody, we're just gonna end the live a little earlier than normal. Yeah, so I'll just do it probably the weekend of the 500. I'm gonna let everybody know on Facebook. I have a Facebook page and not about LinkedIn, but more just probably on Facebook. Say, hey, Sunday right after the 500, I will be having a YouTube live. Here's my channel if you want to be a part of it. We'll see if it works. If it does, I'm still gonna do something at least once a month after almost every major sporting event. I can't say all of them, but I always I'll pick once a month and do a special live for that. So that'll give me more lives, and that might give me a few more views. We'll see what happens, especially if we're getting close to the 20,000 mark. Which right now will only we'll be a little under 2,400 total views away from 20,000 total. And we keep the pace we're going. That means we only have to do 800 in March, 800 in April, and 800 in May. So by my birthday, I will get to 20,000. And now the goal is going to be to get to at least 25,000 total views. But now I gotta get the subscribers back up. So been a little slacky on the subscribers lately. So hopefully sooner or later. Oh, by the way, I'm just taking a couple of my vitamin gummies before I go to bed. Did some blood work the other day, so you want me to take some gummies. Take some of my vitamin pills. Especially tomorrow, like this week, I gotta do more vitamin. The pills, not just the gummies. So I gotta do a little more blood work just to make sure the numbers came out right. They did, but they just wanted to redo it just to make sure if it wasn't just maybe because of a little less stuff in my system. So now only health scares, don't freak out. I'll probably let you know next Sunday's Daytona 500 Live but when I get the results, because I got the results within an hour or two after the appointment was over. So they text me right when I got home because I take the buses home. So as soon as I got home, I read the text. So everything was fine, but they want to do a second test just to make sure. And they probably want to do a year sample just to make sure nothing crazy is going on. And I'm at that point in my life, I'm gonna start have to do my prostate stamps and stuff. So they'll set me up one of those for later on. They should probably somewhere in the second quarter of 2025. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm trying to get to an age that all that stuff's important. I know my family wants me to be around for a long while to come. And so they're just saying a stat that Nick Sirianni is the first coach to win a Super Bowl with his first 4 career seasons. I think he joins. Hold on. first 4 career years. I'm trying to think. So I'm trying to think when Don Shula started with the no, he went to Miami, but I'm trying to think how many years was he in Baltimore before he won his first one in Miami. I have to get back to you on that one, but I'm trying to think out loud who fit that category. I know George Cephas won because he won in his rookie year, and I'm trying to think, was it Mike Tomlin? Because I know Tomlin took over from not what's his name? The one before him, the one that's got in the Hall of Fame a few years ago. I can't think of his name, but the one Pittsburgh coach before Tomlin. I think he Tomlin, because I think he won within the first 4 years. I'll double check that, but I believe someone can fact check. Not Brian Billick. It was. Oh, hold on. Head coach history, yeah. Bill Cowher, that's it. So yeah, he took over from 2006, 2007, 2000. Yeah. It was within his first. It was in his third years. Yes. So yeah, that's what. So yeah, so now he joins those two. So graduations. Eagles set a record for most combined points in a conference championship game and Super Bowl in Super Bowl history with 95 points. I won't say one of the 49ers teams had like a lot of points. I think the year they won on the Super Bowl, they had 49 and 38 one year. I don't remember what they had the year they had the 55, and then that blowout Super Bowl, whoever they faced in that conference championship game. I know they probably had a few points in that one, so I know that was. But I know the St. Louis Rams. Oh no, not. I won't say the second one. No. One of those, not the Rams, but I'm trying to think teams that scored a lot of points. That made it Super Bowl. Oh yeah, the Dallas Cowboys won them Super Bowls when they beat the 49ers and they scored 52 points in that game. So I gotta think of teams that scored a lot of points in the Super Bowl, but I think they kind of somewhat backed it up in the. Yeah, so like I said, the one they had the 49, I know the 55.1. I want to say somebody else had like 46, 48 one time in the Super Bowl. Yeah, that was in Chicago, but they had 46 in the Super Bowl, and then they had 21, so that's pretty high. But to get 95 points, they almost had 100 combined points in 2 Super Bowl games. In 2 games, that's unfathomable. And I know it's great to have different stats and different histories, but I'm always been intrigued by numbers. The 18 points win by the Eagles. I think that's the biggest win since the Buccaneers won 31-9. And that was a 22-point win. So I'm trying to think before that was probably the Broncos and Seattle game. So probably that's probably the one that got the blowout afterwards. So yeah, Saquon Barkley had 2,500 combined yards. He had 499 yards in the postseason, third all time. That's the one thing I'll give the Chiefs credit. That just came could have got a lot more uglier if Saquon could have got a couple. He had a couple ones that, he had 6 here, maybe 7 to 8 here. He didn't really have big ones, but there was 1 or 2 of them I thought just 1 second later, that could have been at least a 20, 30-yard run. Or there was one that's like, especially that one pass, he got the first time to the tight end. If you look at that replay, though, he had Saquon wide open on the screen, and the guy was going to come there too late. That could have got him a lot more. So, like I said, between 2 games, Jalen Hurts has over 500 yards passing and a low over 70 plus another 70, at least 140 some yards combined of rushing for a quarterback in 2 games. I don't think a lot of quarterbacks can say that in Super Bowl history. So already he's high up there on the list for most rushing yards by a quarterback in Super Bowl history, career-wise. I think he will come back to another Super Bowl at some point. Good job for A.J. Brown. He's been in the league for a minute. He deserves that reign. We got a lot of young guys from, like I said, this team, especially on the defensive side, is going to be very skilled. They're going to be around for a while to come. And like I said, congratulations to the Eagles. Like I said, pains me a little bit being a Giants fan. But I somewhat prefer that more than the Cowboys, but it is what it is on that. So I want to thank you guys. We'll probably be about another 3 minutes, and I'll probably just end it because nobody's really getting on, and I don't want to be talking, like rambling on all day. It's not necessary. Someone posted a video, something like an old school truck talking about something to do with the Super Bowl. That's crazy, but I love some of my friends. They can do some weird, wacky stuff. And they're about to have a riot in Philadelphia. Wow. First team with 6 sacks and 2 interceptions in a Super Bowl game since the 1989-49. That was the game they had the 55-10 blowout with the Broncos. So that's nearly 4 decades of Super Bowls. We almost had history there today. So that's crazy. Unless they're talking about the Super Bowl when they sack, I don't think Boomer Esiason had 2 interceptions though that game. I think they talking. I know it's the '89 season, maybe the game was in '90. It's got to be John Elway because he had a lot of his Super Bowls. He did put up some good numbers. Sometimes some of it in garbage time, meaning blowout situations. But I feel like for the most part, the other team was much better than him. All right, so I'm about to log off in a minute because I don't think nobody's really getting on. Like I said, I gave myself a new rule this year. I give it no more than a half hour from the top of the song. Nobody really gets on. Nobody talks. Nobody says nothing. I'm gonna wrap it up because I've been up a little bit late anyway. So Jalen Hurts becomes the 4th quarterback to win a Super Bowl after losing the first start. So it's John Elway, Bob Greasy, and Lynn Dawson. And all the other 3 are Hall of Famers. So we're not saying Jalen Hurts is going to be a Hall of Famer yet. But if he keeps playing the way he's playing, you never know. But he's going to definitely on pace to become the best Eagles quarterback of all time. He's still got a way to go to surpass McNabb. I don't care what people say. I still think McNabb and Cunningham were the 2 best of all time. Well, you can still make the Army another year or two. You could put Jalen Hurts no worse than 3, and I wouldn't be mad at you. I'll probably say facts. I would not be mad about it. You want to put him second now? Who would you put third? Would you put Cunningham or would you put McNabb third? Most people probably put Cunningham. If Cunningham's second now, and let's say another good season with Jerry Hurts, now you put him as second best quarterback in Eagles history. Maybe you just put him behind McNabb. Oh yeah, Michael Vick will probably be fourth. You know, he wasn't there as long, but for the couple of years he made a major impact. And I would say before the injuries, Carson Wentz would probably been the 5th best one. This is post Super Bowl, and I don't count like Nova and Bachman and another quarterback in the late 50s, early 60s will probably be a great Eagles quarterback. But we only talking about since Super Bowl era since the 66-67 season. So we'll say 1967 year, the first game. So that's what we're talking about. All right, we got one person, so I hope you'll say hello real fast. I was about to log off in a couple minutes, but we got somebody online, so yay. Well, if you say something in the chat, just keep me going. Maybe I'll stay for a few more minutes. I know I'm wearing a Giants hat and the Eagles ones. How that apropos. Ain't that ironic? Well, they talking to Saquon Barkley right now, the former Giant. Turn this TV off. Yeah, I've been having some weird hours lately. I was getting up earlier than I normally would and going to bed a little bit, or sometimes earlier than I normally would. But now I'm about to go to bed about when I really want to. So I'm just going to end the stream right here. So I want to thank you guys for coming out anyway, at least trying to. We'll try again next week for the Daytona 500. We'll see if we get any better luck. I'll try to do a little bit better advertising on this. So we'll call this a little bit of a fail, but that's okay. With the champion mindset I mentioned earlier today, we'll just keep moving forward. We'll keep doing these videos. We'll keep trying to do these lives. We'll see what happens. But I just want to say quickly, as always, may the Lord bless you and keep you. Do everything you can to the best of your ability, love and respect. I'll see you in the next video. So expect me to drop a motivational minute tomorrow. And fun fact number 4, I had something later to do with the Super Bowl, but I'm not going to tell you all the details about that. You got to watch the video to find out. All right. God bless you guys. And again, I'll see you in the next video. And we'll try again next week in the next live stream next week. All right. Take care. Bye.